right, my hot take. I think most people, after we have basically on how hard it is to be in this generation and afford college, my hot take is I think people still should go to college. Like, I know, right? Shocker.
That's not what my podcast man says.
Right. Everyone's telling you, skip college, it's not worth it. What a waste of money. I'm going to also just be honest. I used to feel that way before I went to college, and there was a good chance I may not have gone if I hadn't, made the final decision. But I had that same belief. So let me just clarify, why I think it's important to go to college is, number one, you definitely do learn stuff. And I am on the side now that after I've done it, it is 100% very valuable. I know more than I did before in very impactful ways. But also, if that's just not enough for you, nowadays your salary is hard capped if you don't have one. So for many of us that if you have some old, people older in your generation, not your generation, sorry, if you have older family members just a little ahead of you, like in your 30s, or some friends that don't have college educations, you already know that they're probably making less than $40,000 a year. And they, in their career path, it's going to be very hard for them to try to prove that they should be paid more or the same as someone who does. So even just for the sake of your future, that's why I argue college at the minimum, at least an associate's degree. And if you can, just push through that last 2 years and get that bachelor's. It's going to help you long term. Think of it as an investment, and it is worth it. I know for some people that'll go 1 year out the other. It did when I was 18. I know it's hard to think about your future, but please, your future self in your later 20s will thank you. It is worth it. But let me get some caveats. I don't think you need to go to a 4-year university. This is where that debt impact happens a lot. I don't want you to accrue debt to achieve college. I 100% recommend, I did it myself, to take community college for the first 2 years. A lot of states, if you've lived in your state for at least a year, maybe 2, of course some states can be a little different, they usually will even pay for your first 2 years. So your first 2 years can be free, all right? So that's why I push for college, because there is some affordable programs that will help you. So community college, definitely, you do not have to go to 4-year. I was in college for 7 years to finish my bachelor's. In my case, I didn't have a program in my state, so I had to, from the very first year to the 4th year, had to pay for it for myself. So I just paid as I could throughout the semesters. If I didn't have enough for the first semester, then I'd skip it. I'd just skip a semester and work that whole time. So I graduated at 24. I was a little bit more behind than, some of my other, alumni, but I have no college debt. So I think it was it was worth it to me just to be 3 years behind. It's a couple semesters lost. Yeah, it is doable, in a general sense. Now, I did live at home. I stayed living at home, while I was in college. So there's some aspects, but I'm just wanting to let you know it is attainable. You don't have to go into debt for school. I would even suggest, again, there's many programs you can do, but if you can't, just pay as you go is an option. And I wouldn't stress too much about trying to graduate at 21. It's really not that big a deal. College, companies don't care really when you graduate. They just look if you've got that degree, right? So it's worth the investment. You get better salary, better opportunity as well in your career, and you will avoid debt in the future too. The idea of, well, I won't go to college, therefore I want to accrue debt. Unfortunately, if you're not making a higher salary, you will accrue debt in other ways. So you don't get around debt just because you didn't go to college.